I wanted to talk about Caleb Williams and JJ McCarthy, right? Because for two completely different reasons, but they ultimately come to the same point. Um, week 9 was a career defining moment, was a back against the wall moment, was a crossroads moment for both players for completely different reasons, right? For Caleb Williams, it was a crossroads moment because it's the Bengals. You had to have a good game. Like, if you are who you were supposed to be, which is a quote unquote generational quarterback, a number one overall pick, the guy that was supposed to save the Bears franchise, you had to have that game against the Bengals. And I watched every single snap for both games, right? Neither quarterback were great, but they were great when they had to be. And ultimately, that's what matters the most, right? So I'll start with Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams, you can look at his stats. His stats were really good. That shit was fugazi, right? Like, he had a lot of inflated stats. If the Bengals lost, it wouldn't have been because of Caleb, but they also didn't win because of Caleb, if that makes sense, right? But ultimately, it doesn't matter because when the game was on the line, it was your defense just gave up 2 touchdowns in 50 seconds, which is absurd, right? Like, you have one drive to either get a field goal or try to score. It's 3rd and 10. You don't have any more timeouts. You make the throw that ultimately leads to the game-winning touchdown, right? Like, you did that. You did that. And it doesn't, like, what gets lost is, bro, Peyton Manning had bad games that his team won, that he had no business winning. Tom Brady, Aaron
Super
Rodgers.
Bowl.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
It happens. But do you rise to the occasion? Do you make the plays that matter when you need to make them? And that's the same thing that JJ McCarthy did. When it was 24-27, and you guys, the Minnesota Vikings, needed one throw to ice the game, JJ McCarthy made the best throw of his career, probably. On the money to Addison. It was game over at that point, right? And I was just happy to see these guys rise to the occasion. I was happy to see these guys have a gut check moment and show grit, show leadership, show show resilience at the highest level in a crazy high leverage game in both situations, man. And it was just cool, bro, because like I say, bro, like, I've evolved as a person. I've evolved as a football fan. We have guys that we root against, but ultimately, I want these high draft picks to pan out because if they're good, we get more good football. And that's like, quarterback wins is not a stat. There's a lot of things that go into a game. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, when the game is on the line and it is in your hands and you have to make a throw or you have to make a play, do you make it? And it was really, really cool to see both of these guys and specifically make those plays because on the Caleb Williams side, you had a ridiculous conversation surrounding Caleb Williams. We do not let these guys develop anymore. Like, has Caleb been great up until this point, 30 games into his career? No, he's been fine. But we've seen that fine is good enough to win a Super Bowl. That's okay.
Yep.
If he's not the best quarterback in this draft, he's not the best quarterback from the 2024 draft, that's okay. Is he good enough that you can win games with? I can confidently say that about Caleb Williams. With JJ McCarthy, I'm not convinced that you can win games with JJ McCarthy, but I am convinced that he's worth the investment based off of his game against the Lions.
Right.
Was he ass? And did Kevin McConnell sacrifice Carson Wentz's body to keep him out of games for 5 weeks? Yeah, possibly. But when he was forced to play JJ again, JJ did what he was supposed to do. So I just wanted to go ahead and give a shout out to both of those guys, man. I think it was incredible. It showed, it ultimately was, this is what football is about. This is why football became the most popular sport in America, dog, because there's so many gut check moments that only football could provide. You're in a hostile environment. Both of these guys, they were both road games. You had crazy crowds. You had impossible situations, and they did what they did, and they rose to the occasion, bro. So I just want to go ahead and give them guys a shout out, man. And the 2024 QB class,
Bro, the Jedi apprentices are fucking, they're balling, bro.
I'm so happy that this is a good class.
This is an awesome class, bro.
It's an awesome class, bro.
This is an awesome class, bro. This is awesome.
Absolutely, bro.
This honestly, Herbie, it's looking right now that this might be arguably, and I'm jumping the gun here, but this might be the best class since like the 83 class, bro.
You're definitely jumping the gun because at the end of the day, you still have the 2020 class because the 2020 class has Joe Burrow. The 2020 class has Jordan Love. The 2020 class has Super Bowl champion Jalen Hurts. The 2020 class has, I don't know, a top 5 quarterback in freaking Justin Herbert. So I still have to give preference to the 2020 class until further notice. But the potential of the 2024 class, it's definitely there because the 2024 class has 6 guys. 5 guys that I'm confident are starting quarterbacks. Like, confident. JJ McCarthy, I'm still iffy on because even in that game, he was not that great. He had great moments, but overall he was up and down. But if he shows that he could be who he was on that last drive, and that's who he is for the rest of his career, then that's 6 quarterbacks. That's 6 good quarterbacks in one class. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen for sure, man. For sure, man. All right.